Does Taylor Swift know what EBITDA stands for? This is a question that I'm sure most Taylor Swift fans and most people working in finance have wondered for a long time. Unless someone can get this video to Taylor Swift, we won't know the answer for sure, but with a little bit of investigative journalism, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. I started my investigative journalism off the way that any journalist should, by asking ChatGPT. I kept it simple and asked, does Taylor Swift know what EBITDA stands for? It spat out a long paragraph talking about how she might know the acronym, but one sentence really stood out to me. There's no public confirmation of her specific knowledge about financial acronyms like EBITDA. From my experience, people who know about EBITDA love talking about it. After all, what's there not to love about EBITDA? The fact that Taylor Swift has such a large platform and audience, yet she hasn't been seen in public talking about EBITDA, leads me to believe that she doesn't know what the acronym stands for. But I still decided to dig a little bit deeper. Next, I asked, Taylor is known for incorporating tons of details of her personal life into her song lyrics. Does she ever discuss anything related to finance? Give me all examples from all her songs, including timestamps. And the answer pretty much confirmed my theory. She typically doesn't delve deeply into explicit financial terms or business concepts in her lyrics. It's disappointing to say the least. One of the examples ChatGPT gave was in blank space, she plays a character with lines like, new money, suit and tie, suggesting a lifestyle, but again, not diving into the specifics of finance. If that's the closest to her talking about finance, then I'd say the chances of her knowing what EBITDA stands for are slim to none. That being said, there is a little bit of info that indicates otherwise. Both of Taylor Swift's parents had jobs in or related to finance. Her mom, Andrea Swift, worked as a marketing executive for a mutual fund. This means that her mom knew what EBITDA stands for. Moreover, her dad, Scott Swift, worked as a stockbroker and financial advisor at Merrill Lynch. That means he worked with EBITDA on a daily basis. He probably even dreamed about EBITDA just like most people do. Putting EBITDA aside for a second, this really says a lot about Taylor Swift's poor career decisions. She could have been an investment banker, private equity analyst, hedge fund analyst, or really anything in finance through nepotism. But instead, she decided to write these silly little love poems. But back to our investigation, knowledge of her parents' careers really breaks this down into one of two scenarios. The first scenario is that Taylor Swift knows what EBITDA stands for, and she's just choosing to hide it from the general public. I don't see this as a realistic scenario because it just doesn't make sense why anyone would want to hide their knowledge of EBITDA. The second possible scenario is that her parents didn't teach her what EBITDA stands for. They didn't read her bedtime stories about EBITDA, give her toys about EBITDA, etc. But this also doesn't make sense because there's no reason why parents who worked in finance wouldn't want to teach their kids about EBITDA. Putting this all together, I would bet that Taylor Swift doesn't know what EBITDA stands for. It is extremely unfortunate, but it does appear to be the reality. Let me know what you think in the comments and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.